Hey guys and girls, welcome to Knightwise.com. This week it's time to pack up and leave because we are going to review the Thule 13-inch MacBook Pro bag/case. On the edge of real and cyberspace, there's one place you can go, and you found it. Welcome to Knightwise.com, the one and only podcast with hacks, tips, and tweaks for cross-platform geeks. My name's Knightwise. For the coming half hour, so I'll be your host on this week's episode of the Knightwise.com podcast, kw607, reviewing the Thule 13-inch MacBook case/bag. Yep, it's another product review this week where we're going to take a look at this wonderful, cool looking bag from Thule that is supposed to be the one thing that will keep your MacBook Pro, your 13-inch MacBook Pro, completely safe. Well, we don't believe in advertising. We got to check it out for ourselves. So what we did today is that we are going to, we took a look at this case, all the pros, all the cons. We are going to take a look at what it looks like, how it feels, how it carries, how you can slide stuff into it, and we are going to answer the most important question of all. What happens if you let this 13-inch super tough MacBook Pro case/bag by Thule meet a garden hose? Okay, first impressions of the Thule 13-inch MacBook Pro and iPad case. Well, if first impressions are first impressions, the first thing that you actually grab hold of when you see this case is this little card, because normally the price tag's on here. And already with this little card, you see the attention to detail that has been put into this case. This is metal, has the Thule logo, and this is magnetic. So, I mean, the attention to detail to this little card is something that is surely going to be present here in the product itself. 13-inch Thule MacBook Pro case. Saw this in the shop, immediately went over and took a good look at it, because quite frankly, when it comes to design and ruggedness and, you know, standing out from all of the other laptop cases that are out there, this is surely something special. It looks really nice. This is a nice carbon-like finish, nice rugged design. The logos here, the little zippers are well done. I mean, this looks like something an action hero would use, you know, with a special sci-fi super weapon inside, and that's exactly why I got it. Now, from the outside, as I said, well finished, a little bit of a rugged design, very plasticky case. Well, plasticky rubberized, but as you can see, it's quite rigid, and I like that. When we take a look at the zippers, well, you hardly see where the zippers are, because they are actually protected by this little piece of, well, coating, if you can see this up close, which will actually completely make the zipper disappear and form kind of a tight seal once, you know, you close the bag. Now, if we open up the bag, take a look at the inside. So here we have it. At the bottom, we have the place for the laptop, where you actually put your laptop, and a strap to secure it when you're opening it up so it doesn't flap out. Then here you have a middle section which gives you room for your accessories. You have a strap that will hold the middle section in place, and behind this middle section you will have the place where you can either store your power supplies and store some little cruds or some documents in these three little bags. So pretty cool. What I like about the Thule is that you can do this. You can actually put your laptop on here and use it as kind of a mobile office, kind of a stand. Now this is the inside and the outside of the case. It comes with a great strap, which I've got right here. Also reads Thule, very well done, very well finished. The strap is plastic, but this is metal. So again, attention to detail here, very rugged design. The actual case feels good in your hand. The zippers are cool, but a little on the rigid side, but I think that's to be expected when you want them to, well, as they say, clean or keep out the water from getting in this case, because this is supposed to be an outside case that can keep your equipment dry. Now we'll see. As for the holding of the case, you know, the strap of the case, there's the little plastic strap holder here. Just click that in. And click that in. And now we're going to see if we are going to be able to comfortably fit a 13-inch MacBook Pro inside this case. So this case should be able to house a 13-inch MacBook Pro. So for the occasion, I've actually taken out my 13-inch MacBook Pro. We're going to see if we can place it inside the case. Let's see here. Now we slide it in at the laptop compartment, and it is indeed a very, very snug fit. And when I say a very snug fit, I do mean a very, very snug fit, because straps are in the way, sorry. When you take a good look here, there is not a lot of room left at the sides of the Mac. Let me just tilt the camera here. Hold on. There you go. You see, this is the side of the case, and this is the side of my Mac. So what I'm always worried about is, you know, edge protection, corner protection. When your case falls to the ground, when you get a bump, the bump that you will get will probably be at the corners. Now the case is, the bag has some good protection and it's pretty ruggedized, and that's all fine. But basically, when you take a look at the 13-inch MacBook Pro, it is coming up right to the edge of the case. Now if I were to press in on the case, let me get the lighting here to show you. You see my finger going? There you go. That would happen if you would drop your bag with the laptop inside. Now that little dent that I just made, that is exactly where the corner of your MacBook Pro is going to be. So for a 13-inch, it's a snug fit. It's a beautiful little bag to work with, but it is very tight when it comes to dropping your bag with your Mac in it. It will basically, on the corners, not be able to absorb a large fall. Your Mac will it will protect your Mac against scratches and everything, but around the corners, the Mac is too, you know, snug up to the edge of the bag to actually have some protection should there be something that falls over. Now I did say that you can also use this bag in kind of an office mode, and I'll show you. I'm going to take off the strap here because it's getting in the way. Oh, come on. There you go. This is not gonna, the strap's not going to come loose by accident. So, oh, I just noticed I have a little dent in my MacBook Pro, which is not a good thing. There you go. Now what I've done right now is I have mounted the Mac inside the case, and it's really nice. It's a snug fit, and it's just perfect to work with. The great thing is that people won't see from a distance what computer you are using, because the bag will completely obscure your Mac, and that's actually a good thing, because you know, when you're in the subway or on the train, you don't want your big Apple logo sticking out and you know, inviting people to come and join you and steal your laptop. So perhaps this is quite a good setup. It's something that I really like, because your accessories are at the bottom, are down below here, so they don't get in the way, while you can, you know, nicely work on your laptop while you're using, well, you know, while it's still in the case. So next up, I'm going to show you how I fill the bag when I use it on my day-to-day commute and when on a day-to-day basis, and we'll take a look at that. When I pack the case in the morning, I don't usually have my MacBook Pro, my 13-inch, on the road. What I do use is an 11-inch Lenovo ThinkPad or my 11-inch MacBook Air that I use. And what I think that is the case is that this bag is actually perfect for an 11-inch laptop, because quite frankly, when I put the laptop in, there you go. You see, I've got plenty of space around the corners. And if I make the little dent with my finger again, let me grab the case, I will have some room. Sorry, the lighting's pretty bad. You see, I will have some room should the case drop. Okay, my laptop's going to go down, but it has some room to breathe. It will be able to go somewhere to absorb the shock, when this area is completely filled with expensive 13-inch MacBook Proism, there is no way for your Mac to go except from you know, taking the brunt of the impact on the chassis. Where if I were to do a corner drop with this one, the laptop would be able to at least slide away to absorb some of the energy. And a corner drop is something, you know, when you drop something, a corner drop is something that can always happen, and that is always quite likely to happen. But aside from a corner drop, this baby is pretty good protection. I would prefer this over a, you know, just plain, well, vinyl or cloth or you know, soft case any day. So I've got my MacBook, got my Lenovo, running Linux Mint, by the way. In there, got my power supply in here. There you go. Plenty of room. Dongle for work, you know, small stuff. I usually also, you know, slide my phone in here, my work phone, so I've got everything with me. And then, of course, my MacBook, my iPad, which I usually mount at the front. Close down everything. Put the little strap over there, close the entire case. Now what you notice is that I've got some, you know, there's stuff here, there's stuff here. It doesn't really close up nicely. Now the elasticity of the bag is proven by the fact that you can zip it up even if it's a little bit overpacked. There's a little bit too much in here, but still the bag will hold its shape and be very nice to use. The straps here on the top are straps that can surely, you know, they will stick. This is decent material. You feel it in your hands. It's well done. There's some padding here which I like, so you don't, you know, have them cut into your hands. The zippers, also nice attention to detail here with the little coating that they have on the top. Now you can see that I've got it a little bit, you know, I've got something pressing against this corner, and the bag will accommodate, you know, some internal material trying to stick out, but overall it will keep it will keep its shape. So those are the first impressions and the filling up of the Thule 13-inch. The most important question, of course, is how does a case like this handle? How does it actually feel when you're carrying it around? Well, to really test that, I took this case with me. I keep saying case because it doesn't really feel like a bag. So, excuse me for that, but that is actually quite typical of what the Thule 13-inch MacBook Pro bag feels like. It feels like a case. It's sturdy, it's good. That's why I don't know, I keep calling it a case. I tested out this bag slash case when I went to London to cover the Samsung event. I didn't have a lot of equipment that I could take with me, but I decided that if it didn't fit in this bag, I wouldn't be taking it with me. So I've been using this bag to carry around an 11-inch MacBook Air, camera, power supply, and some little knickknacks that I need to get to take with me, and my phone and my iPad. Turned out that it fit in here beautifully, and it did allow me to keep my stuff organized and still well protected. The downside was I would have to have this bag with me for 2 days. So I actually was wearing this bag when I was working, doing interviews, running around with the press, listening to people speak, checking out the new gear. I constantly had this bag with me, and I was a little bit afraid that after a couple of hours it would really start digging into my shoulder. And that is something these bags do. If the weight isn't really well distributed, you get shoulder pains, and you really start to feel where the bag is. And one of the symptoms that you have when you have a not well balanced bag, because your bag isn't necessarily too heavy, it can be all about weight distribution, is that you start doing this. You start sliding it around and moving it here and here because you want to redistribute the weight. What I've noticed is when I was working with this bag, I kept it about here at my back, so I had my both of my arms free, is that I didn't notice I was wearing it. The shoulder strap is extremely comfortable, but it's also rugged enough to disperse the weight on your shoulder. You can see that on the footage. You'll see that I'm doing interviews and everything with this bag hanging over me, hardly noticing that I had it with me. Now I did have some, I think I had about 6 pounds or 4 or 5 pounds, 5 to 6 pounds of material in there, if it wasn't more, and I haven't noticed it at all. So all in all, a very good bag. The strap is very, very comfortable, and I especially like the fact that this padded part is well done. The attention to detail is something that they didn't forget about at Thule, because you are basically walking around with their brand on your shoulder and on the bag itself. So is that a plus or a downside? Well, if it was a bad brand and it was a bad bag, I would mind. I would go like, come on people, I just bought this, I don't have to advertise for you. But quite frankly, I'm pretty pleased to run around with something like this because it's decent, and you know that it's something that you really like. It isn't the the cheapest bag that you're going to be able to find in the store. It isn't the biggest one, but when it comes down to quality and being ruggedized and also pretty stylish, well, the Thule 13-inch MacBook Pro case, as long as you don't put a MacBook Pro in it, is for me a very, very comfortable piece of kit. enjoyed that little review of the Thule 13-inch MacBook Pro case slash bag. Yeah, we're still not out of that if it's a case or it's a case with a strap or it's a bag with a hard lid. I'm not really sure yet, so we'll just call it a case. Looks more like a case. In the end, I'm actually pretty pleased with this product. As I said, it's pretty stylish. I do think that it's a little bit of a bummer that they put the brand on here, but on the other hand, it kind of breaks the black surface, so it's kind of stylish though. I would probably not take 79 euros out of my pocket just to buy it off the shelf without looking at a review and without testing it. But now you've seen what it can do and what it can withstand, I must say this is one of my favorite bags. I like the fact that it's tough, it protects my gear, or at least it gives me the feeling that it protects my gear, and it's very, very well organized. And yeah, the test with the garden hose, we just had to do it. Normally this case is, in all fairness, not something that you put under such amounts of water as we sprayed on it. I mean, if it's on the back of your bike and you're driving to work and you are getting caught in some kind of a torrential rain shower, I think the bag will actually hold up. The zips are pretty well sealed, and we put water with pressure on the bag and only a couple of drops came inside. And what I do think is that these were drops that have actually accumulated on top of the zipper and that fell into the bag or seeped into the bag as we opened up the zipper. Well, all in all, I had my laptop in there, I had the water spout, you know, the garden hose right on it. I only got a couple of drops on my laptop. If you really have to cycle through torrential rain, you might consider not taking your laptop along at all. But if you do have to come into circumstances where you need to travel through amounts of water that kind of amount to the amount of water that we sprayed on top of this, well, actually the Thule case is your best bet. I wouldn't do this at all with any case made out of cloth or any soft case. This is actually a pretty good thing. 79 euros is pretty steep for this baby, and I don't know how she holds up under a lot of wear and tear, whether or not the plastic isn't going to wear off when you use it a lot. But you know, I give this this bag a pretty good thumbs up. It could have been a little bit cheaper, and as for sizing, it is fantastic for an 11-inch device. I would never place my 13-inch MacBook Pro in here because it is too snug a fit, as I said, but I would surely pack my Lenovo ThinkPad or my MacBook Air and some other gadgets in there without a care in the world that they would get damaged, because this case does really protect them. I want to thank the people at Thule for sending us this review copy. We gave it an honest review. There are some plus sides here, there's some downsides here. It's up to you guys whether or not you decide to buy it, but we enjoyed working with the case, using the case, and of course abusing the case, which was pretty cool too. So we'll see each other on the next episode of the Knightwise.com podcast. Until then, stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, please do so. You can go to our website, www.knightwise.com, for all of those new YouTubers who are just accidentally crawling or stumbling upon these videos. We've actually got a series where we produce hacks, tips, and tweaks for cross-platform geeks, and of course product reviews too. You can go to the website www.knightwise.com. That's KNIGHTWISE.com, where you will find our subscription link, and you can subscribe to all of these episodes. Not only can you get them in YouTube, on YouTube, but you will also get the videos and the podcasts delivered to your favorite podcatcher. That's all for me. Until next time, I hope that you have a lot of fun, that you and your whatever laptop bag you're using won't get caught under the amounts of water that we used in our garden hose experiment. And so try to stay dry, keep your gear safe, whether it's with a bag like this or with another one, or if you're considering with a bag like this, why not with a bag like this? We'll see. See you guys and girls on the flip side. Until then, well, let technology work for you instead of the other way around.